Okay, now that we've gone over the differences between non-directional material and directional material, let's kind of look at how that affects the layout of your guys' kitchen or your project. So if you look here, we've got a simple L-shaped kitchen, pretty common to most households. You might have a sink here, a little L shape that comes across here. You might have a stove sitting here, and your fridge might be over here. Pretty common layout. Some kitchens obviously are going to be much bigger, but for example here to show how the layout is, this is a pretty common layout that we run into. So if you look here, this is a directional material. There is grain to it. If you look at this one, the grain is running kind of east-west this way. The grain's still running east-west on this top. There is going to be a seam here, but if you look now, the grain is running north and south as it runs into this piece. So you have a directional change in the way the grain is going on this countertop. Now, most of our dealers, I'd say it's probably about 25% of our dealers sell by the square foot, meaning that when they sell you this countertop, they sell you on 29 square feet at whatever amount per square foot, and that's what they send to us. And when we have a dealer that sells by the square foot, that is their competitive advantage, and that's how they sell the countertop, saying, hey, with our program, you only pay for what you're buying. You don't buy any extra sheets. You're not having any material waste. You're only paying for exactly what you get. And that's fine. Like I say, we've got about 25% of the dealer partners that we work with that choose to do business this way. It's very simple for them. You buy 25 square feet, 26 square feet, you pay for 26 square feet. But in this example, if that's what you pay for, we are going to lay it out on one sheet because you're paying for exactly what you're getting. So this is how your countertop is going to be seamed together. Because we're only getting paid for the material in one sheet, we're laying out your countertop on one sheet. So when it comes out to your house, you will have the material going in one direction, and where the seam comes in, it's going to be going a different direction because you're paying for one sheet, we're giving you one sheet. However, we will a lot of times give you an option, and we'll say, hey, you're paying by the square foot. If you want, we can lay this out so it looks a little bit better, but you're going to have to pay for an extra sheet of material. And if you do that, what we do is we come over here, we're going to add an extra seam in here. Seam's not going to affect the integrity of the top whatsoever, but it's going to give us a few more layout options. So if you look here, this is pretty much how it was before. Let me rotate this around here. You had the material running north and south here, and the material running east and west here. But if we have another sheet of material to work with, we can then split this section into a seam. We come over here, we rotate this around on the slab, put that, let's say, over here. We're going to rotate this one as we do the layout when we cut your material. Now if you look, all the material is running east-west. All the grain is running east-west. And we can kind of move this back and forth and try and figure out, hey, what looks the best? What's going to give you the best layout here with the drain? Now it's all going the same way. We've got a lot more options with the two slabs to keep it this way. Now, I know some people absolutely do not care about this. You're on a budget, you're flipping a house, you had an ice storm and you just want to get something in because you've been living without your kitchen for 3 months. You don't want to spend any more money than you have to. You're going to sell down the road. Then, hey, it may not be worth getting the extra sheet. But if you see that we put on there, hey, you have directional material, here is an option for another sheet. We're not trying to get you to spend more money than you need to. We're just trying to give you the option to allow us to lay out the material in a way that we think might be better and be more aesthetically pleasing in your kitchen. And a lot of this, it gets even more dramatic if you have full height backsplashes and you want the veining all running across the countertop one way and up the backsplash another. Yes, we might be able to lay it out on one slab or on one sheet of material with what you're getting, but in order to get that beautiful aesthetic look that you want, it might take more than one sheet of material to get it laid out the best possible way. Again, we're not trying to get you to spend money you don't need to. If you're on a budget, don't worry about it. We will happily, if you're paying for one sheet, we will cut everything out of one sheet. Just know that you might have a directional grain change in your material. If you do care about the layout and you want to make sure that the grain is running all in a uniform direction, it might be worth considering spending money on the extra sheet so we have the material to move it around and actually get your kitchen laid out the most aesthetically pleasing way that we can. So that's kind of how the directional material affects layouts. Obviously, this one's a pretty simple example. Same kind of applies to vanities. Sometimes we'll have a vanity that'll eat up half a sheet. It'll say we have 3 vanities. We have a vanity that can eat up half a sheet. A vanity eats up another half a sheet. We could seam these 2 extra pieces together and get your 3rd vanity out of this extra half in solid surface. But you're going to have a directional like grain change in the middle of your vanity. So we recommend, hey, pay for a 3rd sheet. That way all your vanities are all running in one direction and you don't have any grain change there. So we'll walk you through all of this on your individual projects, but we just want to make you aware this is what we're talking about when you have directional material and how that directional material may affect the way your final kitchen project looks. So hope this was informative, and we look forward to working with you.